Chini kanahila hela makia chanete anata anatia enekuana kati kena magu sala kichini kuana. Hi everybody, welcome to The Deep Shift. And here we are. My name is Karen Jones.
Shay Sisler here.
Hey Shay.
How are you tonight, Karen?
I'm doing pretty good. Life is interesting.
Uh-huh.
Had a lot of downs lately. I don't know if this is like an overall energy on the planet, which I believe it is. Welcome to The Deep Shift.
Absolutely. Yes, we're all going through so much right now, and The Deep Shift is going to help people understand how to move through that calmer, easier. So we're going to give some tips and tools and things that we've learned as we've gone through a lot of our stuff. So.
Yes, exactly. And that brings us to the topic for today, meditation. It's been around for a long time. And in fact, all of us actually do meditate, whether we're conscious of it. We have those, those moments when you like stare off into space and you kind of like look like you're like not present. It's because you are actually tuning into a whole nother frequency, which is often associated with meditation. I mean, obviously we could talk about this for hours. So Shay, you wanna talk about what's been going on for you lately?
Yeah, actually I do. This is amazing for me because I am one that struggles with meditation. And I have for years, because what happens for me when I go into meditation is that I have that monkey mind, that chitter chatter that's always going on in there. And just this week, actually, and I feel like I'm finally achieving a new level of meditation. But I kind of want to give a quick story about what happened this week. And I was going to go do a session, a soul regression session with someone, and we're online. And I get on there and she says, well, no, this session is for you. She says, and I'm like, I'm thinking I'm going to give her a session. And right. As soon as she said that, my resistance went up, right? Because I'm like, oh, no, not me. I don't know how to get into that state. And I mean, I could feel myself rising up. And so she says, okay, well, let's just do a quick meditation and we'll see what we can work on. And I'm like, okay, let's do that, because there's no pressure about performing, right? Right. Anyway, she gets in there. She's beautiful voice, beautiful meditation. And as I'm going and listening to her beautiful meditation, here comes my mind, right? And it's like, oh, wow, I love her voice. Her voice is so pretty. And I'm like, oh, it's so soothing. Wow, I like where she's taking that meditation. I need to remember that minute. And my mind is just going on and on. And so obviously she's lost me in the meditation. I've not allowed myself to go there because I know I'm a learner. I'm always taking in information, no matter where I'm at and what I'm doing. So meditation is just one of the things that I struggle with. So after we got out of the meditation, I told her, where my mind was at and what I was doing. And then she says, you know what? I know this guy that I've been working with, and he does great meditations, and he releases a lot of blocks that people have. And I thought, okay, well, she said, I'm going to refer you to him. And so she did. And I thought, well, it's just another person that does meditations. And I'm so picky about meditation, what it sounds like, what the voice is, what the cadence is. And anyway, I go to his website, and his name is Cornelius Christopher. And I'm just going to show you that this is his book. So if anybody wants to get it, I've purchased it. I have not read it yet, but I really liked him. And so I started listening to his meditation. And what he does is he taps into your energy. And he does these group meditations, but he taps into the energy of the group. And so he just starts releasing, raise the vibration frequency in their body to this number, and release anything associated with Bell's palsy or anything associated with this, and release all the blockages in the right shoulder and the left shoulder. But before he starts the meditation, another thing he does is breath work. I hate breath work, but I finally decided I'm just going to go with it. I'm going to get rid of these blocks and this resistance. So I did. I started doing breath work, and he just has you do like 5 really deep breaths and breathe out. Sometimes he'll do what they call the Tesla breath, 3, 6, 9. So you do 3 slow and then 3 fast, and then 6 slow in and out, and then 6 fast, and then 9 slow, and then 9 fast. So, I mean, the breathing is different, but for some reason, I'm open to it, and I listen to many of his meditations. I look forward to meditation now. It's been amazing for me. Yeah. And it's like, I found myself, my bathtub is just right next door, right? And I love to take baths. So I got a long cord for my headphones, and I took my headphones from my computer into my bathroom, and I'm just laying there in the bathtub for like 45 minutes, just getting this beautiful meditation that resonates with me.
Right.
And so now I look forward to these, meditations. So it's good, but I'm one that always struggled with meditation. So I know, Karen, you are amazing at giving meditation. So how does meditation affect you, and how are you at receiving meditation?
Well, it's such a unique experience, meditation, because there are so many different kinds of meditations. If you're new to meditation, I know a lot of people think, oh, I can't sit still for 20 minutes. I can't sit still for that long. And the funny thing about it is you can actually, but you don't have to choose that kind of a meditation. There's so many. You can do sound baths, which is what I guide. I guide sound baths regularly here in Las Vegas. And that is using crystal bowls. So you're using certain sounds that assist you in relaxing. It's like you're hearing these sounds. It's like listening to chimes. If you ever sit in the back porch and the wind is blowing and you have these beautiful chimes that are playing these beautiful melodies, and they're repetitive and not, and it lulls you, it calms you. So if you're an audio person, then then put on that. There are trillions of meditations on YouTube. There are apps you can get with people all over the world who are contributing their unique meditations. There are meditations that guide you to relax each section of your body. There are meditations that take you on breathing techniques that Shay was just talking about. There are meditations where you can have a candle and you stare at the candle. You can have music playing in the background, or you just continue to focus on the candle while you breathe. Change your breathing slowly. It has been proven that breath work literally slows down your heart. It slows down your blood pressure. So if you've got high blood pressure, I mean, the effects of meditation have been scientifically proven to be so beneficial. I don't know why they don't have meditation in school every morning. Kids should be doing meditation every morning before they start their day.
Yeah.
It's a brilliant way, but that's a whole nother conversation. But
yes, it is.
right. And so then you have meditations with gongs. I've been to gong meditations that are just really amazing where they take you, because the more that you're willing to turn off this world for a little while, to tune in and tune out the world, what you become aware of is that you're greater than your physicality. And for some people, it's difficult to wrap their minds around that concept, because when you close your eyes, already you're turning off so much sensorial information that something changes for you, because all of a sudden you really can't find your boundaries. Where do you end when you close your eyes? Can you feel where your skin is? No, you can't. That is like the beginning of recognizing how you are space, right? That part of you that is not physical, even for those who maybe don't believe in the soul or the spirit, but they believe that if they can think, then there must be something to that, right? So if you give your mind value, then it could just be your mind that you're focusing on, but it doesn't matter. What matters is that you turn off the world for a little while. I like to call it going beyond the veil, right? Right now, at this time in the deep shift, the veil is the thinnest it's, I think, ever been. It's like you can hop over to quote unquote the other side, not dying. I'm not saying that, but having an awareness of how much greater you are than just your physicality, just this world, right? So this is a perfect time to start meditation if you haven't. It's a great time to, if you're an audio person, like I said, go to a sound bath, find a sound bath, get on YouTube, find some apps and start listening. There are so many ways to tap into stuff, your old stuff, You can get rid of it better when you go into these different levels of the brain. My hand just disappeared. When you go into these, you've heard of alpha, beta, theta, gamma, all these different wavelengths of the brain that have been proven to help you create your reality. Because the mind doesn't know if you're awake or if you're in another altered state of brain wavelength. So you can literally trick your mind into letting go of the past, reconfiguring your past. I mean, meditation is really amazing and depends on how it and who you're plugging into to use it. So you have to find your way, just like Shay just stumbled upon, that's not true. The universe, here, you're ready for this now. Try this.
Try this. Yes. And it worked. And I want to say something else too, because years ago, I mean, it's probably been 30 years ago, maybe, I used to crochet Afghans. I haven't done that for 30 years. So do you know, the other day I went to the store and I bought yarn and a crochet hook, because that is another form of meditation, because I thought I can just sit here, be by myself, and then just tap in, and I can crochet without watching, looking. I just, the feel. But I thought, that would be a really good way to shut my mind down a little bit more too. The other thing I wanted to point out is I at some point I'll probably get to the point where I'm astral traveling and I'm out there. But right now I am really trying to feel my body, right? Because that's something that I've lost somewhere along my journey through the trauma and different things. It's really difficult for me to feel certain things in my body. And so what I was doing with this meditation this week, I mean, it was incredible because I was really attuned to my body. I was paying attention to the vibration that I was feeling in my body. And I've never done that before. Yeah. And I'm like, as soon as you stop and you really focus on the vibration, what are you sensing in your body? Then you start to become more in tune with your body. And I was like, wow, that's pretty incredible, And then I know at some point I'll get to the point where I'm losing the feeling of my body and I'm astral traveling and I'm out there in the universe. But right now, for me, it's important to feel. So that's what I've been working.
Yeah, I'm so glad you said that, because I know that there are a lot of people who have tried meditation and have experienced the same thing. So check out this guy and see if that works for you. Maybe that's why you're tuning in to our program today, is because you're supposed to hear this message. Or if you're an audio person and you never realized that, that you could listen to singing bowls and listen to someone guide you, because then you have people who guide the meditation, and then you have people who just make the sounds, and it allows you to just relax so completely that you go into that space of nothingness. We talk about this space that you go into where all of a sudden you're not having thought. And just the doing that, even if you only do it for 5 minutes a day, 10 minutes a day, what it does is it gives you more freedom. It helps you to remember that you are not this is not everything. This reality is not everything. And when you can pull yourself out of it, you have greater capacity to create your reality. So let's say if you're working on something, you want to find a better job, or you want a raise, and you can see that in your meditation. You can visualize and see yourself getting that check with the numbers on it that you want to see. I mean, it has been proven to help people to create their reality by turning off this reality. So I know if that sounds like a new concept to many of you, I cannot begin to tell you how much research has been done on the brain and how much a lot of this information doesn't really get out there as much as it should, because there's an overall control of what I'm veering off again into another conversation. But what's important is that if you found us, then you know now that meditation can be used to help you to create a reality that is more to your dreams.
Because you're the creator of your reality, and you get to create what you want. And what I like to tell people, because I have a great imagination. when I can really just focus on that is great. But create your imagination, your mind, your reality, the way you want to see it in your mind, but then bring it down to your heart and feel it. What does
Yeah.
it feel like to be in that energy? Because through the quantum field, we are changing and creating our reality based on our imagination, our mind, our thoughts, and our heart coherence.
Yes.
Two of those combined is in the quantum field, we're creating that reality that we want to live in.
Right.
That's how we're going to change this world. One creation at a time, moment by moment.
You can look into there are, I mean, science that scientifically studied, obviously, you can find people who are doing amazing work with assisting people to healing themselves, creating their realities in greater ways than they had ever imagined. You can look into Joe Dispenza, Bruce Lipton. These are they literally have done scientific experiments, putting probes on people's brains, watching how they go into different levels of brain wavelengths, gamma, theta. I think it's in theta that they really, or is that the sleep phase? I always get them confused. Anyway, you can look it up. It's not important that you memorize it. What's important is that you know that it's working. And they have had miraculous, like people, getting rid of diabetes, people who couldn't walk who are now walking, people who have had a let's say a thyroid disease their entire life and it's gone, like literally physically changing their bodies.
And we'll put some of these links to some of these in our description here too, so people can just kind of go check some of those different talks, people, meditations that are available out there. So.
Yeah, and they have plenty of meditations that you can follow and do it on your own. You don't necessarily have to go to a retreat somewhere. But obviously, when a lot of people gather to meditate, it's really, really powerful. It has been proven. What is it that if 1,000 people are meditating on peace, they literally change the vibration of our planet. So don't meditate. Whatever you do, it's not going to work. I'm just being bad. I'm just trying to. The more people that meditate, the better it is for all of us. All of humanity shifts and changes. I mean, even Einstein was not awake when he came up with E equals MC squared. He was half asleep. So what does that tell you? That he was not in the wavelength of this alpha awakeness. No, he wasn't there. He was the man was halfway asleep. So what does that mean? What happens when you meditate? Perhaps you're connecting to God, source. You're connecting to your spirit family. You're getting out of the way so that you can receive the information instead of trying to force the information into your world. Because when you don't force it, when you just let go, then information can come to you. Even if you be meditating, it doesn't mean that it's not coming to you. You're more than likely, I mean, as Shay, I'm sure Shay, you've been meditating for a long time, but you didn't find something that was really, really, really effective.
Yes. And I do want to point this out, because the time that I was able to meditate the best in the past was right when I wake up in the morning, before I even move, right when you come out of that dream state and you're aware that you're awake. I wouldn't even open my eyes, and I would just stay in that state, and I would try to recall my dream, and then I would try to see if I could see images as my third eye open, and then I would just go through my whole gratitude list, thank people. If there were people in my world that needed healing, I would send them healing and imagine that light just surrounding them and healing their body. That's when I used to meditate, because that is the best time for me in the past to really capture my quiet mind. Was that
is actually recommended to a lot of people. But if your schedule can't do that, and you have time after work or later in the day, it's fine too. You find your rhythm. But a lot of people, I also like to meditate first thing in the morning, because I'm kind of still in that dream state as well. And you're not as, pulled into this world like before coffee.
Yeah.
Some people do meditate after coffee. For me personally, I like it before coffee.
Yeah.
And a great way to connect with your partner. It's also, a great way to unwind at the end of the day, meditating together. And then if you find that group that you do stuff with, like, like there are a lot of meetup groups that do different kinds of things. I'm not talking about meditating, but it could be something that you could suggest for your group, and ask if anyone would like to meditate together. Yeah, I mean, there's so many opportunities, and this, during the deep shift, trust me, it is going to help you get through all of the roller coaster that you may be feeling right now. If you're feeling exhausted, if you're having any of the symptoms that we talked about in our first episode, remember that meditation will be helpful. It will be helpful. And search around, find what really resonates with you, because there is no right or wrong way to meditate. There's only what you are going to choose that makes you feel good, that helps you disconnect, to unplug. People talk, I got to unplug, I'm going to go to the bar. But why don't you try meditating first? Not downing the idea of going to a bar with friends and having a drink. Absolutely not.
Enjoy that. Yeah,
that's fine too. But that time where you can just let go.
Yeah. And I know we don't want to make these podcasts too long, but I want to say this one more thing. When
Yes.
I would use breathing and meditation, every year when I was working in the corporate world, we had to go through a health screening, right? And then it got to be where the last few years, it was like I had high blood pressure. And then they want to give me high blood pressure medication. And I'm like, how did I get this? And then finally I said, you know what? No, I'm going to work on doing this. So they took all my vitals and my blood pressure was really high again. So I said, just give me 10 minutes. So I went over and I did some really deep breathing and I just meditated for about 10 minutes. And then I went back in, had them do my blood pressure, and it was fine.
Isn't that remarkable?
So we can control our body just with our thoughts and our breathing, especially.
Especially the breathing. As soon as you start to control your breathing, you slow your breath down. A lot of times counting helps. There's this method called Ho'oponopono, which comes from Hawaii. And the guy that was famous for it, he was able to heal some people who were mentally handicapped. And he was able to heal like a large group of people using Ho'oponopono. But before he starts to speak to the groups of people, telling them about Ho'oponopono, he has them breathe 7 counts of an inhale, hold it for 7 counts, 7 counts of an exhale, hold it for 7 counts. And he doesn't do it for very long. But what I noticed is that he'll do it and then he'll say, okay, you breathe normally now. And after that, people seem to be more focused. They're more centered and they do it with their eyes open. They're just breathing in for 7, hold it for 7, breathing out for 7. 7 counts at your own tempo. And I use that technique as well in my meditations. It doesn't matter. The numbers can be whatever you'd like them to be. What matters is that you're calming down by counting. You're giving your mind something to do, because it's that yama, that monkey mind that needs to get busy. And when you do it and you've counted and you've relaxed and then you finally breathe normally, you'll find that the mind is not going to be as crazy. Yeah, it'll still pop in here and there because it's designed to do that. But don't be discouraged if you can't stop your mind, because that's what
And you know what? You just have to allow those thoughts to come in. Allow them to come in. Let them go.
Right. Exactly. So, Ho'oponopono. I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. We are a reflection of each other. This is a great way to end. We are a reflection of each other. Everything that you judge, you have probably been and done. So don't judge so harshly, because usually if you have the greatest resistance to something, welcome to yourself. So say, I love you. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. I'm sorry. Anywhere you're getting stuck, just keep repeating that over and over and over again. And you can do that during your meditation too. And just see yourself as whatever it is you're resisting or judging, and just keep saying those words to whoever or whatever that is. And you'll get to a point where all of a sudden everything will light up in your world. And it really works. Ho'oponopono, out of the traditions of Hawaii, and how they would handle disputes and problems in the tribes. It's a beautiful concept. Look it up. H-O-P-O, H-O-P-O, Pono, Pono, P-O-N-O. It's amazing. So meditation, go for it, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, Shay.
Thank
I
you,
look
Karen.
more about how this meditation has worked for you.
Yeah.
I look forward to meditating together, because we also meditate together on occasion. Happy meditation, everybody. We all did this, the whole world would really literally change. But gather your friends and do it nonetheless. Gather your friends in small groups, because those small groups are happening all over the world right now during the deep shift. And this is the best time to go deep.
Yes. Good night, all, and we love you, and thank you for
We
being
love you.
here with us. Good
Thank
night.
you so much.
Bye.
Kena magu, sala.